And gentlemen, here's one you all can sing with us. When the Saints go marching in.
Well, good afternoon, my friends. Good afternoon. Actually, good evening. Good evening. It is 5:25 in the p.m. on August 14, 2018. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andre Lefevre, and I'm a citizen journalist, extreme libertarian, and I like to mouth off on things political, things cultural, things interest, and I want to thank you again for joining me. I have a nice full live stream today, so let's get straight into it. Let's see here. The most important story of the day is that, as you can see the headline on Gateway Pundit, historic Donald Trump approval rating with blacks hits 31%, up 13 points in 1 year. Now, that fact alone explains that Omarosa fake N-word tape story. The Democrat Nazi Party is running scared. Remember, Democrats don't have popular support. The only way they can win is if they replace us, the Americans, with the illegal immigrants from the third world countries who don't share American values, or voter fraud. Now, for a couple of days now, Omarosa, a person who worked in the White House, claims that she is in possession of some tape where President Trump uses the N-word. It is not surprising that Democrats, corporate control media, which is a propaganda arm of the Democratic Party, is panicking. Again, if those numbers are true, if truly blacks support Obama at 31%, there is no way Democrats can win a majority in Congress or in the presidential elections. Again, the same story. Omarosa, Trump absolutely knew about WikiLeaks emails before they came out. That's a non-story. Now, even if corporate control media is going to come up with a recording which will be authenticated by experts that it is truly President Trump's voice, well, technology exists now to fake it. Let me play you a video. I found it on YouTube. It's called Adobe Creates Photoshop for Voices. Again, Adobe Creates Photoshop for Voices. Fair use. Listen in, and we will figure out. This explains how Democrat liars are planning to fake it.
We can actually type something that's not here.
And I kiss my dogs and my wife.
Okay, here's more. We can actually type something that's not here. And here we go.
And I kiss Jordan and my dogs.
Okay, so we remove those words and we do 3 times.
Oh!
And playback.
And I kissed Jordan 3 times.
So this is how Democrat liars are going to fake that tape if it ever comes out, and it more than likely is going to pass the tests. And I'm sure if this is you can find that on just on Google and it on YouTube. I'm sure there are more sophisticated application exists to truly fake somebody's voice. The next story, and for some reason, here we go. Rasmussen daily presidential tracking poll shows that President Trump hit 50% today, and Rasmussen surveyed likely voters. Next story. This is from Breitbart. Chelsea Clinton legalized abortion, created trillions of economic growth. So now this spoiled brat, this trust fund kid, is claiming that mass murder of genocidal murder of unborn babies is good for the economy. Let me read this. It just shows the absolute evil of the Democrat Nazis. Chelsea Clinton recently made strong, if not substantiated, claims about the economic benefits of legalized abortion. The daughter of former President Bill Clinton and 2016 Democrat nominee Hillary Clinton recently spoke at Rise Up for Roe, an abortion rights campaign event created to advocate against the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh to the U.S. Supreme Court. During her speech, Clinton reportedly said, "It is not a disconnected fact that American women entered the labor force from 1973 to 2009, added $3.5 million to our economy. The net new entrance of women that is not disconnected from the fact that Roe became the law of the land of 1973. So I think whenever it is that people say they care about, I think you can connect to the issue. Of course, I would hope that they would care about our equal rights, dignity, make our own choices. So this trust fund kid who never worked in her life thinks that murder of millions of innocent babies is good for the economy. It is despicable. It just shows the depravity and direct linkage of today's Democratic Party to its ideological ancestry is a National Socialist Party of Germany. The next story. This is a curious thing. New York madam speaks out on Mueller interrogation. I felt sick to my stomach. I was bullied. The New York madam, Kristen Davis, spoke to reporters on New York local Fox's 5 after her grand jury interrogation by the Mueller special counsel. From what I understand, the only reason she was harassed by the Mueller's fake Russian collusion investigation is because she is a personal friend of Roger Stone. Also, she brought down Eliot Spitzer, the Democrat governor, I think about 10, 15 years ago. She was instrumental in the end of his. So there was a recording of her interview, and before I could download it, it was removed from Gateway Pundit for some reason. I don't know why. Next story. This one is worth spending a little bit of time on. This is from The Intercept. Alex Jones spoke about it at length, and I think it's worth for the rest of us to speak about it at length too. Inside Google's effort to develop a censored search engine in China. Let me read the headline again. Inside Google's effort to develop a censored search in China. It was written by Ryan Gallagher August 8, 2018, and posted at 9:56 a.m. Let me read the article for you. Please listen up. It is important. Google analyzed the search terms entered into a Beijing-based website to help develop blacklists for censored search engine it has been planning to launch in China, according to confidential documents seen by The Intercept. Engineers working on the censorship sample search queries from 265.com, Chinese language web directory service owned by Google. Unlike Google.com and other Google services, such as YouTube, 265.com is not blocked in China by the country's so-called Great Firewall, which restricts access to websites deemed undesirable by the ruling Communist Party regime. 265.com was founded in 2003 by Kai Wensheng, a Chinese entrepreneur known as the godfather of Chinese webmasters. In 2008, Google acquired the website, which is now operates as a subsidiary. Records show that 265.com is hosted on Google servers, but its physical address is listed under the name of Beijing Gaxang Information and Technology Company, which is based out of an office building in northwest Beijing's Haidan district. 265.com provides new updates, links to information about financial markets, and advertisements for cheap flights and hotels. It also has a function that allows people to search for website images, videos, and other content. However, search queries entered on 265.com are redirected to Baidu, the most popular search engine in China and Google's main competitors in the country. It appears that Google has used 265.com as a de facto honeypot for market research, storing information about Chinese user searches before sending them along to Baidu. Google's use of 265.com offers an insight into the mechanics behind its planned Chinese censored search platform, codenamed Dragonfly, which is the company has been preparing since spring 2017. After gathering sample queries from 265.com, Google engineers used them to review lists of websites that people would see in response to their searches. The Dragonfly developers use a tool called Beacon Tower to check whether the websites were blocked by the Great Firewall. They compile a list of thousands of websites that are banned and then integrated this information into a censored version of Google search engine, so it would automatically manipulate Google results, purging links to websites prohibited in China from the first page shown users. I'm not going to read anymore. It's a fairly long article. I suggest go to The Intercept and find this article. Basically, Google is allied with a genocidal Chinese communists to censor Chinese. And if you think they're not testing components of this censorship app on us, on Americans, you have another one coming. Google, for the lack of better words, is in bed with genocidal murderers. It is time that President Trump orders the Justice Department to break it up on the basis of monopoly. They are obviously violating all the laws that have to do with antitrust. But I'll talk about it more later. Next story. This is from Gateway Pundit. This is just curiosity, and it kind of makes me vomit. FBI hack Peter Strzok thanks citizens for fighting for America, as his GoFundMe source passed 300,000. I'm not even going to give Peter Strzok the dignity of reading the article about it. This is a man who more than likely was one of the ringleaders in trying to overthrow our legal elections in 2016, which elected our presidents. He should be in jail. He shouldn't be collecting money. But thank God there is still some freedom left, at least for some people. So There are a lot of idiots out there that will donate to him. More than likely, those are just corporate donations. I really don't think that Peter Strzok has a grassroots support. All of it is AstroTurf. Now, I am on Periscope on Jack Posobiec's Twitter. He is in the MAGA meetings in Washington, D.C., and I'll let you listen to a snippet of his
How's it going, folks? Jack Posobiec here from One American News. I'm covering MAGA meetups. Tonight is actually the launch of what is called the MAGA Alliance. And this event, which is taking place tonight, it's sort of a collection of groups, a lot of the Trump groups that have been out there in time and in space, working for different goals, but really all working for that same meetup, that same group of the Trump movement. So we've got MAGA meetups, we've got DC America First, and Women for Trump, the amazing Amy Kramer. She's here. She's here somewhere. She's here somewhere. She's around. So we've got all these people, fantastic, huge crowd, just a huge crowd of people. This is all, I'm serious, this is all us. I'm serious, this is all us.
I'm going to stop it. I like Jack Posobiec, and MAGA Meetup seems to be like a nice organization that supports Donald Trump and MAGA people who believe in freedom. Go to Jack Posobiec's Periscope and Jack Posobiec's Twitter if you want to see more of it. Now, before I go, I have to tell you that InfoWars and Alex Jones are still under attack. This is what comes up when you go to InfoWars. And I don't like to cry about myself. I'm a small channel. At its height, I was getting thousands. I think the highest number of hits on my YouTube channel were just under 5,000. And I saw it fairly quickly dwindle to hundreds, then to double digits. My latest, this morning's download is blocked, so I didn't have any views. And the one that I downloaded yesterday afternoon doesn't even show up. I'm pretty sure it's a violation. And I looked at my community page, it doesn't show any strikes. So they're simply Chinese-style erasing my videos. Thank God there are other platforms exist, even though they're much smaller, such as Real.video and BitChute and Gab, where I download my videos. And it looks like Twitter, at least for now, is just shadow banning us, the libertarians and conservatives. But we are under attack. It is a foreign style attack, Chinese style attack. No sane American would think about simply digitally erasing a fellow citizen. I was born in the Soviet Union. I lived there till I was a teenager, and then I came to the United States. This is very reminiscent of the way totalitarian communists, which are close cousins or close brothers, close siblings to the National Socialist Party of Germany. That's how they operate. They just simply erase us. First, they're going to erase us digitally, and if we're going to let them, they're going to erase us physically. That's what Nazis did to their dissenters, and that's what communists did in Russia and in China to their dissenters. Tens and hundreds of millions of people dead, and that's how it starts. It starts small. It starts small. I am confident we're not going to let them do it. But remember, everybody, you can't go to sleep. Cannot go to sleep. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to come to work early. I'm a citizen journalist. I don't get paid for this. I try to broadcast twice a day if I have time. So I'm going to come to work early. Thank God I'm in California, so I'm 3 hours ahead of Washington, D.C. time. And I'm going to call the White House, and I'm going to urge the president you can leave a message there to break Google up in 1,000 antitrust pieces. And I may call some Democrats and express my dissatisfaction. Maybe I get somebody on the phone. But I definitely will call while I'm on the Periscope, while I'm alive on my live stream. I'm definitely going to call the White House tomorrow. And before I go, I'd like to leave you with this wonderful video from the ages past, when things were more traditional, and in many ways saner. So Louis Armstrong, let it rip. Let it rip. And say with me, I'll have a few words afterwards. Oops.
You can sing with us when the Saints go marching in. Everybody sing. Now when the Saints go marching in. Now when the Saints go marching in. Yes, I want to be in that number. Now when the Saints go marching in. Sing it again. Now when the Saints marching in. Now when the Saints go marching in. Yes, I want to be in that number. Now when the Saints go marching in. Oh, y'all sing pretty out there. Joe Darringburg. Beautiful audience out there swinging with us. On behalf of Joe Brown, Billy Kyle, Joe Darringburg, Summer Young, Billy Crunk, Danny Barcelona, little Filipino boy on the drums, little Arabian boy saxophone, we Mary Hampton sung this number for you folks. It's cutting out time now. Before we cut off from here, let's take them saints on down one more time. Now I went to the saints. Whoa, boy. When the saints chilling, yes, I found me in that number. Hit it when the saints go my chilling.
Yep, that was great. That was great Louis Armstrong at his best. At his best. Folks, we're going to win. We're going to win because tyrants never win. They always perish. And we're against a small number of trust fund kids who think that they're better than us. And it never works because they ain't. They don't know how to work hard. They don't know how to do stuff. All they know is how to be supervisors and how to be our minders and how to be plantation overseers. And our country is full of free men. And we're just beginning to flex our muscles. So God bless you. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to call the White House on my live stream. God bless you guys. God bless you.